I have granted the SC permission to go and consult. He has a sore ear, and he was struggling. So, as a respectful young South Africans, I don't want to see elders in pain. So when he came to me requesting permission to go and get medication, I immediately released him. Honorable Souls and Mr. Nkabinde, your time starts now. And the best I can do from this table is to wish you good luck. All the best in your engagements. Oh, you want to say something? Okay.
Sorry, Chair, to disturb the process. I think it's important that I put this message, which I received now, into the record.
Yeah.
As I'm eating there, I received this message from Paul O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
Get ready, you lying crook. I am going to make sure you spend some years in prison. You were bribed by Mkhwanazi and Mabula. Now you will pay for your crimes, guaranteed.
Yeah. Okay. Honorable members, are you triggered? But I had thought that Mr. Nkabinde has brought the message to our attention. And then what we should do now, we may not be coherent in the manner we deal with it. Let's think about it. And then we are together this week and next week when we are in a committee meeting dealing with these matters. For now, what we should do is for the legal authorities of Parliament, Mr. Nkabinde, to work with you and find a way how they can help you in the circumstances. And then the committee will come and have a discussion on that matter and see how your rights as a citizen of this country are guaranteed. You know, when we fly that banner which says proudly South African, we also include you in that message. Yeah, Honorable Nomvan.
No, Chair, I know that it's not a meeting to discuss all these things, but we just want to put it to the committee that the sooner we call Paul O'Sullivan to come to the committee, the better. We've heard enough about this man intimidating people, running the show alone, putting his hands where he doesn't qualify to put hands. He must come here as a matter of agents. Before we close, he must come before this committee. We just want to put that on the record, Chair.
Honorable Ngola.
Thank you very much, Chair. In adding to what Honorable Nomvalo is saying, we'd already made a request for Mr. Paul to come before this committee. But I think, Chair, it is important to put it out there that we bear responsibility to protect the witnesses that are assisting the work of this ad hoc committee, and won't tolerate or stomach any form of intimidation if it comes out of a testimony that has been given before this ad hoc. We agree with you, Chair, that we're going to await the Legal Services Department to give us available options to attend to the matter decisively, and if needs be, attend it aggressively. Thank you very much, Chair.
Honorable Matthews.
Chair, I think we must also note that this is not the first time that Paul O'Sullivan has sent such messages. There's a PMG recording when the police committee sat, I think it was in 2018, and he sent a similar message to all the MPs. So it's not just about the witness that is here today, but it's also about us as members of parliament and as members of this ad hoc committee. So a very strong message must be sent out to it. And I think we should also explore our legal obligations and options on what we can do about him outside of him just coming to appear here. We can't be threatened in front of the whole nation, actually internationally, by this Paul O'Sullivan. It can't happen.
Okay. Honorable James. Honorable Sauls, do you want to say anything on this matter?
Yes, Chair. I think very imperative that Mr. Nkabinde should send a screenshot of that message to us so that we also have that on record. And I think the whole country will be watching. What will we as Parliament do? If there was ever a time to show the power vested in us to save this country and put South Africans first, it's now.
Okay.
We can't allow that.
Thank you so much, Honorable Skosana.
Thank you, Chair. And I guess Mr. Nkabinde must screenshot that before he delete the message. And I think as MKP, we've opened cases and the police acted. We'll open a case against him. Because we can't have a thug intimidating parliamentarians and witnesses here. Like my honorable colleague Matthias said in 2018, he did the same thing. We cannot allow that, Chair. Hence, I said earlier, we should not be a banana republic or a mafia state. And I hope the police are watching this. And unfortunately, this human rights issue sometimes take time for a person to be arrested. But if I was in charge of the police, or if we're in America, you will be arrested tonight. Thank you.
Honorable Shongwe.
Chair, just to emphasize on Ubaba Nkabinde, I think when you are screenshotting, just don't only screenshot where there's a name. Kindly screenshot where there is numbers as well, where we can see it's his numbers. You are our guest, Ila. So for this Paul O'Sullivan to understand what South Africans are no longer playing, can he report to any police station tomorrow? Because personally, I am going to open that case. This is our house and you are my guest. We will deal with this person. If his attitude thinks he can run South Africa like he did, we will deal with him. So please, Chair, as soon as next week when we're going to seek at Matlala, can we meet Paul O'Sullivan in that jail so that we can deal with him in that jail and leave him there? Thank you, Chair.
Chief Whip, do you want to say something? Okay. We will escalate this matter to the legal team of Parliament. You are also here with your legal team, Mr. Nkabinde. And we have full confidence that they will advise you appropriately on what rights you have as a South African and what appropriate steps can be taken immediately to help you. Yeah. Unfortunately, where I'm sitting, I cannot say to them, help you. I can only acknowledge their presence here to say, as people who deal with the law, for sure, they know better what are your rights as a citizen of this country and what are the necessary and appropriate steps that must be taken. And your comments are appreciated, honorable members. There are South Africans who lost their lives. There are families that even today do not know where their children are buried, who were fighting for democracy to happen, freedom and equality in this country to happen. And there shall never be any individual citizen that can arrogate all the rights to himself or herself. This country and its constitution and all pieces of legislation are in the name of the citizens of this country. So when President Mandela said, "Let freedom reign," he meant exactly this, that South Africans must enjoy every imprescriptible right in their own country. There must never be any hindrance. There must never be any boundaries to the enjoyment of human rights. So your rights remain imprescriptible. So you have a right to enjoy your rights. Honorable Souls, it's now 15 minutes after 20 hours. Your time is until 20:45.
Thank you, Chair. I think it's also very important to soberly say that we take what the witness read into the record on his phone in good faith. And we know that he will support the delegation by the screenshot so that Parliament does not appear to be saying we are just taking the testimony and therefore is moving on that. We are still requiring that evidence. And once received, we must take action. No one is allowed to do what Mr. O'Sullivan is doing. Evening, Mr. Nkabinde.
Good evening.
Based on your letter to Minister Cele, former Minister Cele in 2018, do you consider yourself a whistleblower?
That's correct, Chair.
Now, because you were victimized, is it correct for me to say that you understand what whistleblowers goes through or fights against corruption in this country?
That's correct.
Earlier, in your response to my colleague, Honorable Cameron, who said it was illegal for you to record General Mkonazi without his knowledge, you said you are sure that it was not illegal and that the law allows you to record. Were you referring to the RICA Act, Section 4.1, that says any person other than a law enforcement officer may intercept any communication if he or she is a party to this communication?
That's correct, Chair.
Just so that the country knows that it is indeed the case. You say that you and General Mkonazi is very close friends. If you had to choose between your friend and our country, would you choose your friend or our country?
I will choose the country and I will choose what is right.
You state that General Mkonazi called you on January the 2nd this year. What did he ask you in that phone call?
He asked me to speak to the minister and ask the minister to withdraw a letter of disbandment. Otherwise, there will be a fight back. And if the minister is clean, he can then continue with the disbandment letter because they are going to dig the minister while he was a premier. Furthermore, Don't speak to the minister as a chief of staff. Speak to the minister as a person you know before you become a chief of staff. So in a nutshell, Chair, that was the conversation.
In your statement in section 52 or paragraph 52, you also mentioned, in addition to what you just said, that he asked, why did you allow the minister to issue this directive? Is that true?
That's correct.
And then he says you must speak to the minister to withdraw. Tell me, how do you understand? How did you understand the use of his words? How can you allow the minister to issue the directive?
No, I think the way I understood it is that some of my responsibility is to advise the minister. So I understood by that, how did we advise the minister to reach into this decision and write the letter?
Then he says you must speak to the minister to withdraw. Why does he think you have the power to do that?
I think he was referring to speak to the minister not as a chief of staff. I think he thought that because I know the minister prior, I even took him to the minister. I think he had that perception that I can speak to the minister at that level, of which it was impossible.
Okay. Do you know that he called the national commissioner on the same day, the 2nd of January, and that he WhatsApped the minister, Minister Mkuno, also on the same day? Do you know that?
Can you repeat?
Do you know that that General Mkhonazi called the national commissioner on the same day, 2nd January, and that he also WhatsApped the minister on the same day?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay. I put it to you that that's what he did, and we'll see later why that is important. General Masimula testified that he never called the minister to ask about the letter after speaking to General Mkhonazi. Do you think that it's possible that General Mkhonazi told the national commissioner on the 2nd of January not to do anything because he will deal with it? Is that a possibility?
It is possible because on going forward, the National Commissioner was dealing with the matter. And even General Mkhonazi has stopped even talking to me about the same matter. We were just talking other things after that.
So you think it's possible that the provincial commissioner can say to the national commissioner, he'll handle it, possibly?
No, I think I misunderstood you. I thought you say the National Commissioner said he will handle it.
There's the other way around, but okay, so you withdraw that. Based on how close you are to your friend, General Mkhonazi, how would you rate his influence on the national commissioner?
It is obvious that he is having an upper hand because the National Commissioner had no problem in implementing this disbandment. A person who showed unhappiness from the onset was General Mkhonazi.
After he called you on the 2nd of January, did he call you again to follow up?
He called me the following day, the 3rd, to check if I did speak to the minister. And he also called me the 4th to check. And he also called me the 5th.
So he called you the following day, the 3rd of January.
Yes.
And he called you the 4th again.
Yes.
Why was he so adamant about this, do you think?
No, it means he meant what he was saying, that this directive must be withdrawn. So he was making that follow up if I spoke to the minister, whether I come right.
Was your friend angry?
He was angry.
So when you say on the 3rd of January, you told the minister that he wasn't happy, you meant that he was angry.
Yes.
Can you describe that anger?
It coupled with the threats that he mentioned. He was not saying those threats politely.
Can you please tell us about those threats again?
That if the minister does not withdraw these directives, there will be a fight back. And if he is clean, he can continue. Otherwise, we're gonna dig him while he was a premier.
Did the minister, you told the minister this, correct?
Yes, I told the minister like that, yes.
Did the minister continue after hearing that threat?
In fact, with these directives, the minister gave directives and there was nothing the minister has to do. In fact, the national commissioner was continuing implementing it.
Yes, but the minister didn't stop it, didn't change it. He
No, he
continued.
did not change it because what he said the directive was for the national commissioner, not for the provincial commissioner.
Now, given the wording of that threat, and the minister heard it, and despite hearing that, he continues to do what he set out to do. Is it proper to assume that the minister did that because he felt that he knew he was clean?
Yes, he continued because he knew he was clean.
You further said that he threatened to dig up on him when he was premier. And of course, you said he's going to fight. He said the General Mkonazi said he's going to fight back. Is this that we are seeing now, him fighting back?
With the circumstances, you can relate to it.
Is that a yes?
Yes, it's yes.
You say on the 5th of January, he sent a WhatsApp with an unknown name, and that you also went to look for it on Facebook because he said he got it from Facebook, but you couldn't find it. Is that true?
That's correct.
Do you think that WhatsApp was fake?
I just come to an inference that it was still intimidating tactics from him. Because why I can't find it?
Are you saying then?
That was my inference.
Does your inference mean that you consider it to be a fake WhatsApp?
Yes.
All right. Let's go to one of the annexures that we received. It's a WhatsApp, I think it's page 71. We received it as a separate annexure at our first meeting. I don't know if you have it.
Yes, I do.
You do? Page 72. Page 72. Do you have it in front of you?
That's correct.
Now, the SC told us in the last time we saw you that WhatsApp was received, or that screenshot of a WhatsApp was received from General Mkonazi and submitted as evidence that shows that Brown Mokgotsi sent you a WhatsApp. And that's the conversation between yourself and Brown Mokgotsi. You said in the last session that you don't accept that as a WhatsApp sent to you. Do you still maintain?
That's correct.
If you look at that WhatsApp, what is it that you see there? It says the sender would be Brown Mohotsi, and the assumption is that the message is sent to you. It reads from Brown Mohotsi, "Hello, Chief of Staff. I get your numbers from Mr. Brown." Now, would you agree that that sounds a bit suspicious, because how can the sender be Brown, and then he says he got the number from Brown? Would you agree?
I do agree.
Would you then say that this is also possibly a fake WhatsApp?
That's correct.
Would you then testify based on both your experiences? Would you say that your friend, General Kwanazi, is in the habit of creating fake WhatsApps?
I can't say that, reason being, I got a chance yesterday to listen to Brown Mohotsi testifying in the Madlanga Commission, wherein he testified about the same message. And he confirmed that he's the one who manufactured this and fabricated these messages.
So you are testifying that this WhatsApp is fake, but it is created by Brown Mohotsi?
Yes, according to what he has testified yesterday.
How would you think that General Kwanazi got this WhatsApp from Brown Mohotsi, of Brown Mohotsi to you? How did he get it?
I think they got this exchange of messages from Matlala's phone, where Mr. Brown and Matlala were in conversation.
I see. So you are, as an assumption, you are testifying that this is fabricated by Brown Mohotsi, and it was retrieved by General Kwanazi from Matlala's phone.
That's correct.
You testified in your iPod report that to remove the acting commissioner, then that task team that you were part of, that O'Sullivan was a part of, and McBride and so on, that the tactic or the plan to remove the acting as national commissioner at the time was, one, get a search warrant, search and seizure warrant, and then organize with the media to then, when the search and seizure happens, that they are at the venue, so that they can then, as a strategy, publicize it, and in this way use that as a tactic to remove the national commissioner. Is that true?
That's correct.
Is that the same thing that Brigadier Konene did to you?
I'm not sure, because according to him, they are investigating allegations that this committee is sitting investigating.
I'm not following.
I'm saying I'm not sure if they are playing the very same tactics, because my understanding, they are investigating the matter that even this ad hoc committee is sitting. So they are trying to get evidence. So I think that is an ongoing investigation.
So you agree that you should be investigated? There's grounds to investigate you, to get a search and seizure warrant, and also publicize it. You agree with that approach, for you personally?
After all that has been said, I fully support that the investigation has to be conducted, so that it will clear our names that are already on the mat for nothing.
So your name is on the mud for nothing. So you don't believe that there's grounds for that action, but you are okay with it because you know there's nothing to worry about. They will not find anything, correct?
That's correct.
But procedurally, you disagree with the fact that they would take a search and seizure warrant and then have all this media, around the whole situation. You disagree with that.
I disagree, yes.
So you would then testify that it looks similar than what you have reported in 2018.
That is correct.
Would you then say that the similar thing has happened to General Sibia?
It's great possibility.
As a fact, the PKTT was not disbanded immediately. That's a fact now. They agreed to the winding down. That's what the testimony we've received. And you testified that you were part of 2 March meetings where the winding down was discussed and the minister participated in that. Would you then say, based on that, that even though the minister in his directive said immediately, but based on his conduct and actions thereafter, and you were part of 2 meetings in March, that would show that the minister was not forcing to rush it?
That is correct.
And then let's go to section 33 of your testimony. It would be paragraph 33 of your main statement.
I got it.
You got it? You say there in the second sentence, you say, I agreed to go with Lieutenant General Mkwanazi because I was also planning. Are you there already?
Which paragraph?
33.
I got it.
You got it? All right. You say there in the second sentence, I agreed to go with Lieutenant General Mkwanazi because I was also planning to visit Minister Mkunu the next day, who is also based in Mpangeni. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Now that sounds like you are saying that you only agreed when General Mkwanazi came to your house to visit. The wording there says that you agreed because you were also planning to visit Mr. Mkunu. At first reading, that is what it sounds like, that you already had a plan to visit Minister Mkunu. And then when General Mkwanazi came, you agreed to go because you already had plans to go to Mr. Mkunu. Is that the correct way to interpret that, or is there a different interpretation?
The correct interpretation is that when General Mkwanazi wanted me to accompany him to Mpangeni, this is what I told him, that we can go. I was also planning to go and visit the old man. It's been a while. So when we're there, we can just pass by.
Or it was not to mean that you had the plan before?
No.
All right. Then you also submitted, this is now just as a matter of interest, as I draw to a close, you've submitted to us the staff in your office, the support staff. You there, number 4, you have a Miss Mohoti and you have a Mr. Kumalo as part of your support staff.
That is correct.
Just out of interest to confirm, is there any relation to Brown Mohoti and General Kumalo?
Not at all.
You are 100% sure?
Yes.
All right. My last question, another one of interest. Your friend, General Kwanazi, you make us believe that you are very close to the point where you attended a funeral of a family member, etc. Do you know the former veteran and hero in our country, Mr. Riot Mkwanazi? You heard of him?
No,
Never?
never.
All right. Mr. Nkabinde, that's all I have for you. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Chair.
Good job.
Thank you so much, Honorable Souls. Honorable James, your time starts now until 10 minutes past 9.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Nkabinde, do you agree with me that first impressions last and that you never get a second chance at making a first impression?
That is very correct.
5 days ago, you appeared before this committee. You were a completely different person. Am I correct?
I agree.
Who coached you?
No one chair coached me, but you go to a place for the first time, you feel, you assess. Then if you get a chance to come another time, obviously you will then have the sense of environment.
So you left here 5 days ago. You've decided that you're going to pull yourself towards yourself and come here and respect this committee and not undermine us like you did the last time.
Not really to undermine. Even last time I was telling what I know, but obviously there is always a room of improvement.
Did you have any contact with Minister Nkunu over the last 5 days? Did you make a phone call? Did he call you? Did he say, well done? Did he say, do better? Any contact with the minister?
We did communicate, yes.
You did communicate in the past 5 days. And what was his advice to you?
No, he did not have any advice. The only thing he'd always say, not even when I testified, he always stressed that go there and tell the truth.
Okay.
You don't go there to cover anyone, go there and tell what you know. That's what he's always saying.
The other thing was, General Konazi came here and he said he saw you wearing an ANC t-shirt. What type of friendship do you have with General Konazi? Because in your testimony last week, you said you are best friends. That's what friends are for. He got you a job. You were traveling together. You designed his house. He came, he said he saw you in a t-shirt. And do you have a real friendship? I'm beginning to question that friendship.
Hence, I stipulated earlier that he was angry that I recorded him.
So he lied
he
about
was-
you wearing an ANC t-shirt.
No, there was no need to say it. He was just throwing tantrums.
So
There was-
he said.
There was no need to say it. Yes, I did.
So you are saying your friend lied.
No, I'm saying he was correct that he saw me on my picture wearing a t-shirt. But there was no need to say it here. There was no relevance of it.
No, we wanted to determine the extent of political interference. I think that's how that question came, where he said that he saw you wearing an ANC t-shirt. You said earlier on that you're not affiliated to any political party. Are you then, you were seeing you've got a picture in an ANC t-shirt. Are you an ANC supporter or an ANC member?
I'm in a political office.
Mhm.
The minister is an ANC member.
I'm asking about you.
No, I'm not.
You're not. You just wear those T-shirts.
Yes. If the minister is another political party, I'll support him like that as my principal, whatever is
So
doing.
you'll just wear any T-shirt that where you can benefit. If there's a job, you'll wear the T-shirt.
No, I'm already in the job when I'm wearing the T-shirt. I'm already chief of staff.
But you just said that you'll wear the T-shirt irrespective if it's a different political party. I'm trying to determine who is this man before us.
Yes, I'm saying my principal. If my principal is affiliated in any political party, I'll support him in that because my job is to support him, whatever he's doing, because I'm in a political office.
So irrespective of your own values and your own principles and your own beliefs, you will just do what your principal does and support.
No, especially if there is no harm in doing it.
Let me get to the more serious questions. In your meeting about in your report about the meeting at the house of former alleged gangster, drug kingpin, murderer, mobster, organized by Paul O'Sullivan, who was the AfriForum white male? I'm asking this because AfriForum has been meddling in a lot of issues, and especially when you're saying we have a state, the state has been captured. So I want to determine how far back does this go? I want to know who was the AfriForum white male and who was the DA white male at this meeting?
They were introduced like that, but without giving names.
So there's no register, there's no way of us tracking who these people were?
No. They were referred as representatives.
And the journalist, will anyone know the names of those two people at that meeting if we must go back and investigate this? Because this is very serious, what you've mentioned. And the fact that this man is now sending threats, we need to verify that what you have told us here today is 100% truth.
That's correct.
Will we be able to get the names of the DA white male and the AfriForum white male?
That's what you can get if you investigate, but no one entertained this. It was never investigated.
And now it needs to be entertained.
Then it will be, the truth will be revealed.
You said Paul O'Sullivan often speaks and everything stops in SAPS when he speaks. Are you aware of the allegations that Paul O'Sullivan is linked to foreign intelligence services?
No, I'm not aware.
Because that was one of the allegations your friend made.
I'm not aware that's possible.
It's possible.
Yes.
Is it a coincidence that Mr. O'Sullivan owns the house of a drug kingpin, gangster?
It is correct. Where we had a meeting, that house was bought by Paul O'Sullivan.
Do you know what is so scary? The evidence is from a decade ago, your report. Yet the same characters are still very active and in fact are the first to come out screaming after that press conference. And today again, they are the first to come out screaming, sending threats. 10 years ago and today they are still active. That is extremely scary. And I ask myself, you formed a task team, and today we're all supposed to be clapping for a swimming fish. You formed a task team, you knew what you were doing, and you went to the home where bodies were found in bathrooms. You're part of SAPS, and you use taxpayers' money, and you take members from every unit within SAPS to advance agendas because people want ranks. Is that fair on South Africans? Is that the right way to deal with matters that compromises our safety in this country? And then you say, I had an aha moment and then I stepped away. Do you know these people embroiled, these people that you were sitting around this table with, They've been feeding drugs to our communities. And I'm not saying this from hearsay. This is how serious this is. And it's scary to think that Mr. O'Sullivan is sending messages right now in this committee, compromising all of these members in this committee. And you as SAPS had a task team set up, a task team not to deal with the safety of citizens, a task team to deal with plotting against your fellow colleagues. Does that make it right?
Not at all. That's why I reported it.
You reported it, but you were part of it. There's no holy cows in this. There's absolutely no holy cows in where we find ourselves. So people can't participate, and months later they have an aha moment, and because they come here and they speak truth, we're supposed to be clapping hands. You were part of the harm. And you need to be held accountable. Am I correct?
No, you're not correct.
Honorable member,
You're not correct.
may you please not pass judgment on the witness. Ask him questions and allow him to respond.
The
Yes, but
moment I realized,
Chair,
I reported.
understand where I'm coming from. These people, I cannot understand, Chair, how SAPS members can go to the home where women were murdered, where bathtubs were filled with blood, and they decide to host and have meetings at a crime scene. We cannot be calm with it because that person that was sitting in jail was selling drugs in our communities with all the networks.
No, I hear what you are saying, Honorable James, but we said that the witnesses who are appearing before us are not suspects. They are having a conversation with us as a committee to help us realize the objectives that we have agreed on in the terms of reference, the 4 pillars.
I agree
But-
they're not suspects, but even
Yeah.
if they're not suspects,
Let-
Chair, sometimes they are enablers.
Let me conclude this. Because nobody has been charged here or has been found guilty, has been convicted, let's not cast aspersions at them. Even those that are convicted, we still believe that they can be rehabilitated. So just have a conversation with the witness, ask him questions, let him respond to your questions.
Chair, you need to understand where we're coming from, and when we say we are the voice of South Africans. They cannot be rehabilitated when they've destroyed the lives of many children in our communities that's now suffering with drug-induced psychosis. The scars of what they have done. We need to see and link what is happening here to communities, what is unfolding on the ground. Let me move on.
Ask him questions, don't condemn him. When he comes out of here, he must still say, I met with the leadership of this country.
Mr. Nkabinde, in your supplementary statement, you apologize for using thumbsuck dates in your original affidavit. You say the wording thumbsuck was due to your inability to verify dates, correct, in your paragraph 16?
That's correct.
You effectively excuse the fact that you told this committee that your dates were thumbsucked because your devices were seized on the 10th of October and you could not verify the dates, correct?
That's correct.
In the same supplementary statement before us, you again provide exact dates. For example, that the 30th of September meeting was cancelled and replaced by the 28th of October meeting, and that Konazi called you on the 1st of October and not the 30th of September. Now, how did you verify these dates if your devices were seized?
I verified it with an assistant of the PA of the minister and the minister's diary.
You blame the device seizure for your thumb-sucked first affidavit. But in the supplementary, you say you verified dates using the minister's diary, which you say now, shown to you by the PA. Why did you not consult that diary before signing your first affidavit? Because what you said here the first time you appeared before this committee, you said that under oath.
My initial affidavit and the topics that I was advised to cover, I was satisfied with the version that I gave up until the question came from the committee that it's not enough. I must first check when and how I met the first time Brown, of which I never, and I think with the evidence leaders and my legal team, we never anticipated that we need to clarify as far back as I only reported the meeting of October, which it had materialized. I thought that was the issue, according to the guidelines.
Moving on to claiming you didn't know Mogotsi to now, you know him. When exactly was the first time you came across Brown Mogotsi, and how did you get in touch with him?
The minister gave me his number.
Yeah. When did you first get Mogotsi's number, the date?
28th of August, 2024.
You say in your statement that minister gave you Mogotsi's number on the 20th of August. Is that your evidence?
That's
Paragraph
correct.
55
Yes,
and 55.6.
that's correct.
And then when you first started communicating with Mr. Mogotsi, how many meetings did you set up in total between the minister and Mr. Mogotsi? Because the last time you were here, and I'm getting somewhere, I know we've asked you these questions, you said only once.
Yes, I was referring the one that said.
You said only once.
Yes, it's only once.
And today, 5 days later, it's more than 5 times.
No, it's
Because
only,
there's been 2 cancellations.
it's only one.
Only one what?
Only one meeting that said.
I'm not speaking about one meeting that's set. I'm asking about your communication and your interaction with Mr. Brown Mogotsi.
My initial statement is saying I had several engagement with him.
You told Parliament last week that you only arranged the one meeting in Stilfontein, 28 October meeting. Do you remember that that was your evidence?
No, 28 October is a supplementary. Previously, the initial statement, I don't have a date. I said October or November.
But do you see the contradictions between your 2 statements?
It's not.
And they were both under oath today and last week.
It's not contradiction if the date of the meeting is October or November, and the actual date is 28 October. There's no contradiction there. It's within the estimate.
Let me say this to you. What I cannot understand is that you were under oath last week, as you are today, and you told us last week, you told us A last week, but we are being told B today.
Yeah, there's no different anyway. So it means my estimates were accurate, in fact. The only thing I did not have an exact date.
I am struggling to understand when you were telling the truth. Was it last week or was it today? We know that there were discrepancies in dates.
It means both because there are no changes.
You left out a lot of information last week.
Yes, we never anticipated how the committee will probe.
Given all these contradictions, whether you knew Mogotsi, how you got his number, how many meetings you arranged, your reliance on thumbsuck dates, why should this committee accept that your corrected version of any of your evidence? Why should we accept it as being reliable?
It should accept it because it's not off.
So you're saying
It's
that
not
this
way off. If the initial statement it's estimate October, November, and the correct date is 28 October. So it means there is no contradiction.
So you're saying within 5 days, a leopard changed its spots? I'll leave it at that. Thank you.